SingleTrack Session number 43. Back 22nd Street Trailhead, which is our stomping grounds. Studio 78. Ran a little rough this morning, but it got here.
Right.
Another just blistering day on the way, I think.
Not as hot as yesterday, but still warm.
Well, I think this morning we had a little bit of rain. And so it's overcast, so it's muggy.
It is muggy.
So it's muggy hot.
Yeah, that's no fun.
So we parked Studio 78 a little differently
to
avoid the sun so much, except now I've noticed my laptop's hovering in the sun.
Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, but kind of a busy weekend all across the globe.
Last 10 days have been busy for us.
Yeah, super busy. And, there's a lot to discuss that we'll get into some details.
Right.
But first up, let's do a quick recap of the
show,
the podcast that launched on Tuesday. Dr. Chris Heilman, Psychology of Recovery.
Yes, she's solid.
Huge topic.
Yeah.
Great information.
Right.
Crazy good, even if you're not hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like
we touched on so many topics that can just apply to normal training.
Yeah.
And that's something we'll do is have her back on the show to talk about how to optimize your performance from the mental side.
And that's such a huge piece of the puzzle.
It's just another tool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and in fact, I was in yesterday with our guy Nate.
Right.
And we were talking about tools again.
Yeah.
And I just kept telling him, like, I cannot believe people not using more tools.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's like you see people log a ton of miles.
Yes.
Because we see it every day. We see it with Strava even or whatever. And you wonder if they're taking care of other avenues, investing.
I'm going to say not.
Yeah, and I didn't do it for years, to be
me
honest
neither.
with you. And
until I discovered Nate.
Yeah, until you turned me on to him when I was having problems. So,
right.
But yeah, it's just, in the recovery thing, there's so many ways to get injured. There's overuse injuries, which are so common.
Yep.
There's freak accidents, which you can't prevent.
Exactly.
There's a rattlesnake.
Dude.
Right there next to the car in the parking lot.
In the parking lot.
I'm going to take a picture because this is bull.
Look at him.
What is his deal? Dude.
That's a solid hit. That's like a 2-footer.
All right. I'm gonna Joel, you're gonna have to talk. I'm gonna get closer to get a better picture.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the headphones off.
If you get bit, I'm gonna narrate this.
Don't narrate it too. Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. Why don't you get this on Facebook Live real fast. All right. So again, Dr. Chris Heilman was on the show last week. She did a great job of just giving us different little tools that we can use during that recovery process. And I think one of the big things that she said was you need to accept where you are. Enjoy the process. You learn a little bit about yourself, which is something that we probably don't take enough time to do. She also really was big on me. Make sure there's not another one behind you. Another thing she was big on was being mindful, maybe meditation. There's plenty of apps out there that can help you with that if you're not comfortable with it, if you're new to it. But again, there's Eric. Eric's after the rattlesnake right now. He's chasing it across the parking lot. Oh, the rattlesnake's getting a little agitated. Anyways, you guys will have to go back and check out this Facebook Live feed that he's doing right now, chasing this rattlesnake across the parking lot. It's pretty funny. But anyways, we want to thank Dr. Heilman for jumping on the show. I had a great time talking to her, and I look forward to her being on the show again. So, again. Okay, so Eric survived. Didn't get bit. Chased the rattlesnake off right next to somebody's parking spot. And hopefully nobody pulls in there while we're on the mics.
All right, I'm back. I'm sweating.
Yeah.
That's as close as I want to get to a snake.
I can't believe you chased him away like
rattled.
that. Of course he did.
He was not
You
happy.
harassed him.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so where were you? Talking about the show. I'm
Where did
sweating.
he come from?
I don't know, because he wasn't here when I pulled up. Oh my!
That's scary
because I came right from under the car.
I could have stepped out of my car and that little bugger could have bit me.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to start paying more attention to that type of thing. He's in the
It
bushes.
is like it's like prime time in the morning. It's 10 a.m. We're recording the show, and they're like super active right now.
He didn't like turn and get mad at me, but he was shaking his little booty.
Yeah, he was
shaking his rattler. Okay, so let's refocus.
Yeah. Okay, so we just covered Dr. Chris Heilman, all the tool sets that she can provide. So go back, make sure you listen to that show. And again, like I said, we'll try to get her back on so we can talk about the different tool sets to help you with your mental game and training.
Okay. Wow. All right. So we have some more stuff going on. We'll talk. We just got back from Lander, Wyoming.
Yep, that was fun.
Joel's got his shirt on. We went to the Sinks Canyon Rough and Tumble.
Yeah.
Put on by the inventor of trail running, Gabe Joyce.
Yeah.
What a quick turnaround weekend.
That was a lot of driving.
Yeah. Yeah, I drove out. We both drove out Friday.
Right.
I took my little Nissan. You went out with the family, and
right.
I left after the race.
Yeah, I thought you were going to spend the night.
I thought about it. I jumped in the river, which almost got swept away.
Dude, that thing was cold. I got in there.
Freezing. I laid down in it, lost my breath.
So the Popo Aggie was right next to this park that we camped at, which Lander has a really nice park on 3rd Avenue that you can camp in for free up to 3 nights.
Yeah.
And it has 2 little streams running through the park, big grass area to camp in.
Beautiful.
And then the Popo Aggie's right next to it.
And I don't know what river I got in because I was up right where the race started.
I think that's still Popo Aggie.
Same one.
Yeah.
Wow, that was cold.
That was way
cold.
But
then I thought about it, and I'm like, it was like 3 something.
Right.
And I thought, well, I could spend the night, kind of chill.
Right.
Or I could head home.
Yep.
Score one of those ice creams.
At Farson.
Yeah. And sleep in my own bed.
There you go.
See my puppy.
Yeah.
So I did. I took off, went home, stopped, got an ice cream because I haven't had sugar in like 4 weeks.
Oh, man. How'd that treat you?
It was so good.
It was. Those things are big, aren't they?
They were.
Get the single scoop at the Farson little mercantile.
Yeah.
It's like a quadruple scoop.
I got the lime flavored because it just felt something different.
Right.
But,
refreshing.
Yeah, it was a good race. Not a lot of participants.
No, 30 people in the 50K.
Yeah, and I'm not sure on the 11 mile and the 4 mile.
Right. Probably about the same amount for each one. So maybe
Most
120.
likely. Something like that.
Overall?
Maybe.
Yeah.
That seems like a lot. But yeah, we started at 6:30, which is a little later start than we're used to.
But it was nice because it was light.
It was light. It got hot quick. It didn't seem like it was supposed to be hot.
Did not need those arm warmers at all to start.
No, that's with me too. And I wore a short sleeve that day, and I was saturated before I got to mile 3 or 4.
Yeah.
That first, so it starts off, it's kind of a downhill.
It's like a rolling downhill.
And I thought, man, if I take off now, I don't know what the course is like, but maybe I can get ahead of the conga line.
Yeah.
Right. So I just took off.
Yeah, you did.
And I'm like, let's do this. And I felt good. Got under the bridge, crossed the road, whatever it was, to the other side to the climb.
Yeah.
One guy went the wrong way. So me and about 3 other people started whistling and yelling for him to come back. He went straight up the mountain instead of banking right.
Yeah.
He didn't turn around.
He didn't, huh?
No, he eventually did because he caught me like 4 miles later.
Oh,
He's
man.
like, yep, I'm the guy that missed the turn. But he was a super nice guy. But yeah, that was...
that first climb was a beast.
It was a little more than I was anticipating.
It was a grinder.
Yeah. It just didn't end. And then you got that downhill.
Oh, man, the downhill is
super technical, super steep, and
Yep.
then you got right to the bottom, and you started straight back up again.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad from mile 11 to 12 and a half.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty runnable.
Oh, that downhill.
No, from the second aid station to the start finish area.
Yeah,
that was runnable.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
that was uphill. That was kind of nice rolling uphill.
Yeah, that was a good one. And then that mile 12 to mile 21.
Yeah, see, I didn't get to experience that.
That sucked,
yeah.
dude.
See, I haven't had a chance to talk to you yet about it.
Oh, that.
So what was that trail like?
It's a cool trail. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Because you go by the water. There's a huge waterfall.
Nice.
I mean, it's beautiful. There's no getting around it. I did come across a snake.
Yeah.
It was a gardener snake. Still scared me. So
I'm sure.
I don't care what it was.
Yeah.
But there's some definitely runnable spots in there, but I was so tired. My legs just didn't have it, and I think it's because we freaking,
crushed it the week before.
Kenny logging the miles, leading up to the race.
Yep.
But I ran, as much as I could. But I never thought I was going to get to that 20-mile 21 aid station ever.
It's forever away, wasn't it?
And there's a couple super steep climbs, like
really?
Short, but they were steeper.
Right.
And that just drained me, and I hit
Ditch in.
Right before the aid station. There's a stream that comes across the trail.
Right.
And it's about, for me, it was a little over my knees. Like
you
couldn't avoid. You couldn't go around it.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a little bit above my knees and then a waterfall, and I just got in.
Did you?
Just dunked my head, freezing. Some lady came by, and she's like, oh, you couldn't have got through this trail a week ago. Water was just ripping through here.
Was it?
And then I got to the aid station, and mile 21, they're like, hey, it's all downhill to 25. I'm like, thank God. No, it wasn't.
No.
There was no downhill to 25. It was 4 miles of road.
Oh.
Yeah, so you go around the lake on like a dirt road, and then you hit pavement, asphalt for a couple miles.
Ouch.
And that was hot.
Yeah.
And then you hit 25 or 26, and it's to the finish there at your last aid station. The dude there's like, yep, all downhill. And I said, no, let's stop for just a second.
Yeah.
I heard that last time. I saw the profile. It says downhill, but are you serious? Yep, it's all downhill. You got about 5, except for the first 2. The first 2 were kind of rolly and flat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is there any downhill on this course? And the first 2 was flat and uphill.
Uh-huh.
First 3 were flat and uphill.
Right.
And I was running. By this time, I finally found a guy to run with, and we were both like, I can't believe this. I thought it was downhill. And then you freaking go downhill.
Then you go.
And that sucked.
Was it so we need to back up. The first big downhill that we experienced was about a 2,500 feet drop in just a few miles.
Yep.
Was it like that?
Yeah.
Like super steep?
It was super steep. There's a couple switchbacks in one spot that was nice.
Right.
It was runnable. It wasn't super technical.
Yeah.
But there were some technical portions. But I was trying to go under 8.
Right.
So I took off, and I think my Garmin, or my Suunto was clocking me like 7:38 on this downhill.
Yeah.
It was hurting so bad.
I'm sure.
And then
at that point,
with about a mile to the finish, it's all uphill.
It is.
And I was done.
Did you repeat that little from 11 to 12?
No.
You didn't do that?
It was a teeny section of it, but not the whole thing.
Right.
You still have to go up that little steep right to the finish.
Right.
I ran that, of course. There's people standing there. But
yeah, they were.
But, that was, the ultra sign-up had me at 9:40.
Right.
So I did like 8:10.
Yeah, that's good for that course.
Yeah.
That's a legit course.
It is. And he said that road section had to be put into play because of the reroute, and it won't be there next year.
Oh, okay.
Which is great, because that was the only part I did not like on the course. So if it's not part of it, I can deal with it.
That's good.
And there's some people that like that, the flat running on a road.
Right. Make up time.
Yeah, I'm not one of those guys that made up time. Cars are coming by.
Oh, that's no fun.
It was hot, and I was dehydrated almost, and sucking all kinds of stuff. But it was a good race.
Exactly.
Finish was good. I crossed the finish line. The little daughter gave me a cool hat, and then I hear this, "Hey, you want a beer?" And I'm like, "I'm home.
Money.
I'm home." Right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it was a good race. It really put into perspective what we got going on in a week and a half at Beaverhead.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous now, just because that was, I think, the course ended up being like 5,700 feet of climb. Yeah. And Beaverhead's like 88. Right in there, I think.
Right.
And, of course, 100K as opposed to a 50K.
Right.
And ultra sign-up's telling me 19 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah,
which
that's
I'm not
crazy.
a huge fan of that.
Right.
So, I don't know. We'll have to see how Beaverhead shakes out. But
it's going to be interesting no matter what.
Yeah, I'm definitely not where I want to be for it. Especially after this week. My legs are cooked.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't know. It was a good race. The volunteers were great. Aid stations were super simple. It was like watermelon, Scratch Labs, water, M&Ms, and Fritos. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Nothing
You didn't have to overthink it.
No. I pulled in, and I really... Oh, they had waffles, honey stingers, too.
Yeah, that's right. They did.
But I grabbed some watermelon and a couple of Fritos every stop, and that was it. Refilled water bottles, and I was gone.
Sweet and salty.
Yeah, that's all I did.
Yeah.
Never had any GI issues, stomach issues. Energy had some lulls. Minor cramping in a couple spots, nothing major. Felt like they were going to be worse.
Right.
We got a horsefly and a wasp in here. What is going on today?
I don't know.
Snakes, wasps, horseflies. But yeah, Gabe does a good job. It's super low key. It's that old school feel.
Totally.
Great start finish.
Yep.
With the river there, park you can camp in. This is one that I think the weekend. I mean, there's Logan Peak, Western States, Black Hills. There's a lot of races that weekend.
Yeah.
But it's definitely one that you'd want to check it out.
I think eventually, you should give it a shot, right? Because the only problem is it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, right?
It is.
From Salt Lake, it's a solid 3.5 hour drive.
Yeah, but I look at it this way. Like, I was driving there, and I'm thinking, okay, how far is Bryson Zion from where we live?
Yeah, exactly. It's about the same distance.
So,
right? Oh, you got him.
And I don't get up to, like, the Wind River Range that much.
Yeah, you forget how big the winds are.
Yeah.
So you got to drive by them.
And so it was cool. I would definitely do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely do it again, and it's beautiful, beautiful country. So
yeah, I think just with Gabe putting on a good show, it's worth going back for.
Yeah, so
for
thanks Gabe and his family and helpers. You guys are all awesome.
Yeah, that's a rad course.
Let's see what else we got. Yeah, I mean your race. Hammy problem.
Yeah, so we got the start the start finished later than I wanted.
Yeah.
We got there like a minute to spare.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Drop the drop bag.
Yeah, exactly. And then walking up to the start line, his wife's like, "What's your number?" I'm like, 107. And he's like, "Go." I'm like, "Oh, great." So I'm trying to, like, get my arm sleeves on because I'm thinking it's going to be cold, and it wasn't cold.
No.
And so we have that mile of downhill, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to take it easy, ease into this because I just not feeling it because the week before we just crushed the miles. And felt actually okay going downhill, and then we made that turn to come back up the road, and I was okay with that. And then we hit the single track, and I was okay with that. But then after you make that big right-hand turn and you go up the serious steep stuff, that's when my hamstring just grabbed me because it was cramping all week.
Yeah.
And it grabbed me. I'm like, uh-oh. Like, this is bad. And so I went ahead and I dialed it back, let a whole bunch of people pass me, and was in the back, definitely the back of the pack for sure at that point.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'll see if this will work its way out. And I never did. Just kept grabbing me on all that climb. It's 6 miles of climbing.
Yeah.
And it's not easy climbing. It's grinding up the fall line. Got to the aid station. Took one of those new Muir Energy gels that we got to try. I tried the slow burner, and I like the taste of it. It's a little thick in the mouth, and it's actually a little bit hard to get out of the packet. And I don't know if that was because it was a little bit cold up at that aid station, but I think the opening of the packet's too narrow for the thick ones. So hopefully that's something that they'll address in the future. And then started the downhill. Started the downhill slow because it was steep.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure the hamstring was okay, and I was kind of futzing around with my iPod at that point because I hadn't listened to any music. Got the earbuds in and just freaking hammered it at that point. It's like, I'm tired of going uphill. I want to go downhill fast. Ran the first part pretty quick. Got on that single track and then dialed it back because that single track was overgrown. It was kind of technical. I just didn't want to crash and burn. Passed a bunch of people on that downhill. Was kind of making up time, and that was my goal. And then got to the mile 11 aid station and made that hard right to go back up to mile 12 to start finish. My hamstring grabbed me again. I'm like, nope, I'm done.
Yeah.
If I'm going to repeat this over and over again today, that's not going to be a good way to go into Beaverhead.
No.
So I called it at 12, and I felt decent coming into 12. I put a lot of big effort because my hamstring was hurting, but time-wise, I was right on where I wanted to be. Got in there just before 3 hours.
Nice.
So that was my goal. I just was trying to take it easy, but I had to work a little bit harder because of my hamstring, but I still nailed my time. But I was like, you know what? It's not worth it.
Yeah.
At that point, there's other stuff that I wanted to do this year. This wasn't an A race. It wasn't even a B race. It was kind of a last minute. Okay,
it was. We kind of threw it on there.
Last minute, I'm going to go up there and try to get a nice long training run in, check out some cool scenery, see Gabe, and, pretty much got that. That 3 miles of nasty downhill crushed my quads.
It was nasty.
I'm still sore from those things.
That first part was like run on kitty litter, and it was so steep, too. It just slip out underneath you if you were leaning back a little bit.
Exactly. I was kind of walking that, messing with my iPod. So, but I got to the finish area, and Gabe's wife Jenny was like, "You all right? You all right?" I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm good. I'm done." And she goes, "Well, there's burritos and a beer over there." And I'm like looking at my watch, going, "Okay, I can deal with the burritos. It's 9:30 in the morning. I'm going for the beer." So I was like the only one that DNF'd at that point, right? And I had no shame in that. I don't care. So I'm eating burritos and drinking beer at 9:30 in the morning at the aid station. I'm like, I can get used to this.
Well, when the race started, even he said, if there's whiskey on the course,
I saw. Did you see that on the first climb?
I missed it.
It was it was like the steepest part of the climb. There was a cabin on the right hand side with the buck rail fence. There was some on the left hand side.
Yeah, he said if you take a selfie drinking whiskey, it's $10 off for next year's race.
No, I didn't hear that.
I didn't either. I had my phone.
I didn't bring it. I didn't take my phone. I left it.
Yeah, I didn't take mine. I was like, because I kind of went different than I took a handheld.
Right.
And
I did
my waist belt, and that was it. I didn't take a vest at all. Even when I changed at mile 12, I didn't deal with it. I just took a waist belt actually until 12, then I picked up a handheld.
Right.
But yeah, it was funny when you're talking about it. I hit aid station mile 11 or whatever.
Right, that one aid station.
Yeah,
because there's an aid station 11 and an aid station at 12, which was kind of nice because that is a mile and a half basically, and it's kind of a grind.
Yeah, and I didnn't stop at 11. I just made the turn, kept going, and then you go uphill.
Yeah, you do.
And I was kind of walking
but
this one
it's
spot.
pretty runnable.
It was muddy.
Yeah, it was
I was
muddy.
like, hey, I'll walk this part. And this lady, she's like, comes up from behind me. She goes, "You're doing great. You're almost there. Keep it up." And she was doing like the 4 mile.
She was doing the 4
something.
miler, right? Yeah.
And I'm like, "Thank you," because obviously I'd already put almost 12 on, and
right.
I keep going. I pass her again. She goes, "Oh, nice finish burst." I'm like, "Oh, I'm not quite done yet."
Yeah.
And so we come into the aid station for 12 where people are finishing, and she looked at me. She goes, "You're supposed to run here because of the finish line."
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, I got 19 more miles."
Right.
And she goes, "Oh, you're doing the marathon."
You're one of those.
Yeah. So it was kind of funny.
Right.
But yeah, it was a good race. The weather was, like I said, the weather was hotter. There was no cloud cover. I was anticipating it'd be cooler. I really was. I got sunburned really bad on my neck and the back of my legs.
Yep.
But definitely one I'd do again.
For sure.
Without question, it'd be fun to get a group because it is free camping at that cool little park.
It is cool,
right?
huh?
That's a sweet little park.
It's a great spot. So besides trying that new Muir Energy gel, which I like, they have a faster version of the energy gel that brings more sugar to the system a little bit quicker and seems to be a little bit less thick. I tried out one of the new Patagonia tops that we got.
Oh, yeah.
The sleeveless, really high-tech one. Not the team jersey, which we have.
Yeah,
but that
the
black,
Wind Chaser.
The black Wind Chaser.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh. My new favorite top.
It's awesome, right?
For sure. That's my first time wearing it.
It's
Loved
awesome.
it. Even though it's like full-on black.
That's what mine is, too.
I did not feel like I was wearing black.
I wore the Team Capeline full-on black short sleeve. I freaking love those. They're the cheapest one they make, and I love them.
I know.
And I have to admit, just this morning I went on, they've got new colors in shorts.
Darn, those dogs.
The Strider Pro shorts, 5-inch,
Really?
two new killer colors, and the shirt, new colors, and the Wind Chaser, too.
Really?
It's like, you dogs.
I know. I hate that.
But they're sexy.
They
They're good
are.
looking. So
I also got to try out the Run 3/4 tights.
Oh, did you wear those?
Yeah, so yesterday I went for a shakeout run.
Okay.
And threw those on with my 9 Trails Patagonia shorts.
Yeah, the ones without the liner.
Without the liner, right. And those Run tights have made a big improvement compared to where they were last year. They stay up because they added the new like a 1-inch waistband and a drawstring, so it stays up. It doesn't slip down anymore. They have the pockets, which for me I think is a little bit overkill.
Yeah.
It adds a little extra weight to the garment. And the seam that goes through the crotch is a little bit funky. I don't know if that was just me, and I need to wear it a couple more times. But it seemed like it was on the verge of chafing a little bit from that seam, and that the material in the crotch area was a little heavy, meaning that as I wore it, it felt like it got a little more saggy.
So you were wearing the shorts, right?
Yeah, so I was wearing
the Run short.
The Run short, which is actually like
a little bit longer to your knee
I
almost.
mean, it's not like I got big, long legs, so it goes to my knees.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's a little short tight is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But, hey, they're really comfortable.
Yeah.
And I think they're making nice progress.
Nice.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing their next iteration of this.
Sweet.
I think they're on the verge of nailing it.
That's awesome because that's some good people over there, and they make good stuff. I had their 3/4 zip that I wore after the race.
Right.
'Cause it was kind of my drive home was a little chillier because it was at night, and I didn't want to use AC, so I had my window down.
You ate a gallon of ice cream too.
I felt like it. I was kind of not feeling well. I'm not gonna lie. That sugar was kind of a ouch. But yeah, they make some good stuff, and I'm excited to try this Muir Energy. I tried the red raspberry mate, I think,
and that's the fast burn.
Yeah, and it was a little thicker as well, but it was good because I took it right before an uphill, so I wasn't running, and so I had time to put it down, and I had no issues with that.
Right.
I'm really excited to try some of their stuff though because I really like the concept of it.
I do too.
So we'll be doing some more testing with those guys and on that. So. All right, next up, let's jump right into the race this weekend. The race.
The big one.
Western States.
Yeah.
So this one, I think, took everybody by surprise.
Yeah, which is
in a ton of ways, right?
I mean,
we've talked about it for weeks.
Yeah.
You know, the top
Leading
10
up to it
is legit, even deeper than the top 10. It's just legit, and you never know the day people are going to have.
That's right.
Right? So just quickly, we'll just do the results. We won't do, like, times for everybody. We'll just do the top 10 because, most people would know.
Rattle them off real quick.
For the women, you have Kat Bradley, second, Magdalena Belay, Sabrina Stanley, Caitlin Gerben, Fiona Hayvice, Nicole Kalageropoulos, Jackie Merritt.
Nice.
Eighth was
you nailed the Greek
Ildiko
name?
Wormesher, Megan Laws, and Andrea Hooser.
Wow.
And they were all 10 were under 22:30.
That's
top
solid.
10. Well, Cat Bradley's winning time was 19:31.
Right.
Magda was 18 minutes behind, and Sabrina, she was only like 22 minutes behind.
Wow.
So the top 3 still had
within an hour.
Yeah. Right? So it was pretty tight. And so what are the names we're missing?
Yeah.
Right?
Missing a lot of big names.
You're missing a lot of big names.
Yeah.
You're missing...
So Stephanie Violet.
You're missing Casey.
You're missing Eo Wang.
Eo Wang.
Camille Herron. Oh, man. There's a bunch more that either dropped or they're like, outside the top 10.
Amy Sproston was another one. There's a lot of, like, legitimately the top, a lot of people were thinking would be the top 3.
Yeah.
Didn't finish top 10.
Yeah, exactly. That's just the nature of the course and the day.
And then on the men's side, and I'm telling you what, I feel horrible for even thinking it, but I said it on the show last week and we had the conversation. I'm like, I don't know with the gym thing. There was something in I don't know. It doesn't matter because it had nothing to do with me. But I did. I'm like,
you thought it was too much.
Well, so much going on with him, so much pressure, and I know he had a stomach thing, but you just don't know, because he wanted to go fast, and all for him. But anyway, here's the top 10 for men: Ryan Sands, Alex Nichols, Mark Hammond,
Salt Lake
City boy,
yeah,
Jeff Browning, Chris Danucci, Avery Collins, Ian Sharman, Jesse Haynes, Paul Giblin, and Kyle Piteri.
Wow.
Ryan Sands, 16:19. Alex Nichols was about 30 minutes behind him.
Right.
Mark Hammond was 4 minutes.
He was close
behind
hard.
Alex. Jeff Browning was a little bit further back, about 40 in the fourth. But again, top 10. What names are we missing?
Yeah.
Oh, Mako. Walmsley.
Elov.
Elov, yeah. There's some names.
Yeah.
Definitely missing from that list too. In the top 10. But it just shows. It's one of the cool things with our sport, I think, but also one of the rough things, right? Because it doesn't matter who you are.
Right.
Weather, course, mountains, the running gods, they don't care.
No.
They could care less, right? It's just that person, how they train, how they nail it. Because some of these names just came in under the radar.
Sure did.
Out of the top 10 women, the only one that people can honestly say they really thought was Magdalena Boulay.
Right, exactly.
And the other 8, I would like to see. There's a few people on our contest that actually did pick I think Jackie Merritt.
Right.
But other than that, no one mentioned Cat Bradley.
No, but maybe in hindsight, looking at her and then her past results, maybe she should have been considered top 10 because she won like that 100K out there in the canyons.
She's a bad A.
She's young. She's fit.
Well, and then there's like Ryan Sands. It was like 2 days before the race. I almost texted you because I'm like, I didn't even see his name on here.
Yeah,
and I was like, I might throw him in there. I'm like, well, he just had a baby.
He's a veteran.
Yeah.
But thinking back to like 2012 was the last time he like crushed it there. There's the longevity in our sport is not there like it used to be, right?
It's not.
So you got 5 years ago, you're like, oh, how is that possible that he's still competitive on that level?
Well, and that's what I was thinking about just this morning, and to talk about on the show is, a Jim Walmsley, and we've seen him over the years. The Skaggses, the Timothy Olsons, Carpiccio, all those.
Tony.
But then you look at like a Jurek and a Meltzer.
Yeah.
Right? And Ann Trayson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Long-term success.
Long-term over the course of years. And, I've seen the discussion, the races were different.
The distance was still the same.
The distance was the same.
Right. And they still were running hard.
They still had, and if anything, they had less at their disposal.
Right.
Shoes weren't what they used to be.
No.
Hydration, nutrition, recovery, science, any of those things.
Exactly.
Weed, whatever you want to say, right? A diet plan.
Yeah.
Those were just different. But the other thing I look at too is like the depth of the field.
Right.
Right? Because you could see, and it's happened. Like a Carl would go to some obscure race with not really what anybody today would consider contenders, and win. Yeah. So it's like, hey, did he have the pressure some of these other athletes today have?
Right.
Plus the sponsorships change, so there's that added pressure because now there's more money involved.
Yeah, if you win, ka-ching.
Well, you look at the top 10 men, for example. All of them are sponsored, but Mark Hammond that I know of. And he finished third.
I know.
So his phone's ringing right now.
You'd think,
you know what I mean?
Right. You would think somebody's going to pick him up.
It has to be because this isn't like his first race.
No, he did well last year.
He's done well
Western,
at a lot of races.
Right? Yeah, he's under the radar type of guy.
For the women, Sabrina Stanley finished third. doesn't really have a sponsor. Then you look at like Caitlin Gerben, Seven Hills Running Shop. That's a local run shop.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I mean,
it's not like she's getting, a $20,000 check.
And last year, Walmsley wasn't sponsored at this time. And after he took a wrong turn, they came knocking on his door.
Oh, yeah, big time. Well, they saw the potential, right?
Yeah. And I think that's what it is.
I mean, he won, before Western States, he had won some legit races.
No, he had.
For sure.
But here's out of the whole thing, this is the one thing that I kind of looked at. Ian Sharman.
Yeah.
Okay, so he finished 7th in 17:42, and I had him in my top 3.
Right.
I did. But he's finished top 10 the last 8 years.
That's amazing, right?
How in the world? That is consistency.
Just being smart and like Browning yesterday.
Yep.
When I actually remembered to look at my phone on Saturday because I kind of forgot that Western States was going on, and when I actually got cell coverage once we got by Farson, I was looking at and I was like, gosh, Browning is way down in the field. I'm like, I hope he can, start working his way up. And he did, like normal.
Yeah, just picking them off
one by
one.
Just being smart. And he got himself in the top 10 again.
I mean, that stuff just blows me away. And top 10 the last 8 years. The most competitive race on the planet almost.
That's awesome.
What I mean? That's pretty solid.
Yeah, it is.
So congratulations. Not just the people we just named, but there's
so
everybody that towed that
heroes,
line. I mean,
right?
They said there was a 30% DNF rate or something this year.
That's pretty big.
33, something like that. That's pretty big.
I think the heat just wrecked people.
Heat and snow.
Yeah.
That takes a lot out of you. There's some falls, people getting hurt.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. But, God, man, because we've talked about it, and most of the coverage goes to some of these elite athletes.
Yep.
And that's partly why on our show we try to get the non-elites on to talk to.
Yeah, they got great stories, if not better stories.
Some of them are way better, to be honest with you. But, yeah, congratulations to everybody at Western States this year.
Right.
Whether you're volunteered, paced, crewed, ran, just awesome experience. What a day. I mean, it just took over social media this weekend.
It did. It was
fun. You couldn't go anywhere without a picture, a comment, a thank you, how they doing.
Yep.
And then the bad side, and I didn't want to really bring it up, is then you got all the trolls.
You got all these knuckleheads.
I just can't do it. I had a breakdown this weekend over trolling.
Yesterday.
I did.
Yeah.
I just had it. I had to step away from my laptop,
I
walk
lit
outside.
you up on that one yesterday, didn't I?
I can't deal with it. I don't understand why people need to...
Why they think they're the expert.
And why they have to belittle or make a person seem not perfect.
Right, exactly.
If you saw Walmsley's video last week, he doesn't act like elite.
He doesn't
act perfect. He knows he's not.
He's humble, but he's confident.
And he's young, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's loving life right now.
He's having so much fun.
He's doing what he wants to do. And then I'll just sit and read is, oh, he went out too fast. Oh, it's his diet.
He went out
this.
fast because that was his plan.
But that's the whole thing. It's like, if it's your race, do what you want.
Exactly.
Right? He's going to win. He wasn't showing up to finish top 10.
No, he was
showing up. The dude was
up
going
to
for a
blow
course record. That's what he showed up for, and he made it known.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah,
it's not like he's a douche. If he was a douche, everybody would be turned off.
Yeah. But he's a likable guy.
He is.
I mean, we go to he shaved his head.
Yeah, that was funny.
He had chickens roaming around his bedroom.
Like 24 hours after basically dying on the course.
Yeah.
He's in his backyard hanging out with chickens, getting his head shaved because he lost the race.
Lost a bet.
Yeah, and he held up his end of the bargain. And that was fun to see. Yeah. And then poor Elov was trying to hang with
kept falling asleep
with the Cooking Heel Cowboys. Just was falling asleep.
But yeah, yesterday was a bad day. Just the trolling. People stop it. Seriously, leave people alone. Let them live their life how they want to live it. It doesn't affect you. It doesn't make a difference in your life.
Yeah, if you think you know more than them,
go out and do it.
Go out and do it.
If you can't, shut your mouth.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. It'd be rude, but I can't stand the trolls.
Yeah.
Even with the menial things of, oh, you're doing this wrong, oh, you're doing that wrong. Yeah. There's no perfect way to do this.
Just zip it.
Yeah, there is no perfect way. I'm a bigger, thicker guy. So when someone tells me, 1 gel an hour, I'll be like, 1 gel an hour might get me to the next aid station, but you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean? Everybody's different, but stop the trolling stuff. Let people live their life and quit bringing them down.
Yeah.
Every realm. That's not what social media is for.
But that's what it is for now.
It's kind of turned that way, right?
Exactly.
And so I just get tired of it. I like positive stuff. I'll look at Golden Doodle page.
Cat videos.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm big on the cat videos.
But let's stop that nonsense. These people are out there living their lives, living their dreams. I mean, Joel sent me a text like, these guys are living the dream.
They are,
and
man.
They are.
I was loving seeing that video from those Coconino Cowboys.
Yeah.
That made my day, despite all the other negative stuff that was going on.
Do it while you can.
Exactly.
Right?
They're having fun.
Yeah, I mean, everybody. Just let them be.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter. So,
I know.
Yeah, just tore me up yesterday with a few other things I won't bring on the air. But just stay away.
That's funny.
Just stay away. Let's just be positive. Let's support people. Even if you don't like it, just don't say anything.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, when we were driving over the Jackson after Lander, I was pulling for Mako.
Yeah.
Pulling for him hard. And then when we moved up to 5th place, I was getting excited. But then something happened. I don't know. Just the heat, racing a lot, whatever. Something happened and he drops it into 23rd place when he finished. The reason I wanted him to finish in the top 3 is because I wanted to see that finish line interview with him.
Oh yeah,
dude, he cracks me up.
He's a riot.
He's awesome.
But that's what this sport is the characters in it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, from the
good
top
people.
to the bottom, it doesn't matter how
good
fast. If you're sponsored, just so many good. I mean, look at the people that communicate with us through social media. From our podcast. Yeah. Some everyday runners.
Yep.
Some weekend warriors. Mm-hmm. Some legit hardcore running forever.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they're all fun. And that's why I like to keep it that way. So, I mean, I haven't seen any trolling on the Trail Manners Facebook page, but I would delete it pretty quick, or I would drop a couple,
I'd bring a big stick to the game.
Yeah, because I don't
we
care
don't need
for that. No,
yeah.
it's just we're here for fun, man.
Exactly.
Enjoy your life. Let other people enjoy theirs, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on from that.
What's next?
What's next for what?
I don't know. Just
races?
In general.
Well, Hard Rock is kind of it's time.
That people made that switch pretty fast. Yeah. Some of the photographer guys like Trappy and the other Mike Hermeiser. Yeah. Oh, did you see one of the photos from Herm's? I gotta look that up so I'm not butchering his name. He took a picture of Walmsley, maybe Forest Hill aid station, mile 62. And Walmsley's puking his guts out.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And then there's another picture of him standing up. And, I mean, Walmsley cut a bunch of weight for the race, obviously. But you can see the effect of the race on him because he is super lean and it looks like he's really dehydrated because his veins are just popping out everywhere.
I see that one.
That's generally a sign of, pretty severely dehydrated. But you can see the toll on Walmsley at that point. And I thought that picture just, captured the essence of what was going on in that moment for him, but probably for everybody else. Yeah. And that's another reason I as much as I despise social media, I also love it for that because I can see that picture.
Yeah, and there's some good ones out there.
Yeah,
more and more. Next up, and we have Hard Rock just around the corner, so that's kind of where the focus shifts right there.
Yeah,
it's kind of the next big granddaddy.
Little Spaniard guy's coming over. Did you see him? Did you see the videos from the Mont Blanc Marathon of Killian running?
No.
He's just galloping through the forest, just like a little antelope.
See, now he's a different one.
Crazy.
When we do our top 3 for Hard Rock.
Yeah.
I don't have the doubt for him as I did for Walmsley.
Exactly.
And it's no offense towards Walmsley.
Well, my doubt for Killian is because he climbed Everest twice.
That's my doubt.
A month ago.
It's my doubt, but it's also also basically you're going to set the course record.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
Because he's different.
He's that outlier.
An athlete like that
he's
guy,
the outlier of the outlier.
Yeah, I mean an athlete like that doesn't come around very often.
No.
Period. In any sport.
Yeah.
Period. I don't care what you say. So Hard Rock's coming up. Joel and I will be heading to Beaverhead here in a couple weeks. And I got to give, we got bib numbers assigned today, and I found I was bib 8, which is my all-time favorite number, so I'm a little excited.
I'm excited for you for getting that.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, I haven't checked out what my bib number is. It's probably 999.
I thought it was 20 or something
like that. Or 666, something like
that. I don't know if it's that one or not. And speaking of the contest we had, so, boy, did everybody bonk that one. Yeah. There was only, out of the 6, so you had 6 basically guesses. Right? There's only 2 people. They got 2 names in the top 6. And it wasn't in order or anything, but there's 2 people that got 2 names right.
Yeah.
One got, Sky got 2 men.
Right.
Alex Nichols and, who was the other one? I have it right here. Alex Nichols and Ryan Sands.
Right.
And then Braden Lim, he got Alex Nichols and Magdalena Belay. So he got 1 of each.
He got 1 of each category.
So that
we're going to give it to him.
We're going to give it to Braden because he got 1 of each.
Yeah.
Right?
Got a male and a female.
But yeah, that was crazy. Just looking at people's lists,
I know.
I was just like, "Yeah, you're out. You're out."
Right.
Did you even try? You're out. You know what I mean?
Did you even try?
But I mean, the names were legit. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
none of them. I mean, if you look at all of them, it's like, yeah, this is the real deal.
Right. So what are you going to send them? Do you know yet?
We'll send them some TM swag.
All right. Right on, Braden. So look forward to that.
Yeah, it was a crazy weekend. Let's see what else we got. 4th of July is coming up next week.
Yep.
I'm just going to give this little thing because it's another pet peeve of mine. Don't light fireworks.
Yeah, don't be stupid.
I mean, let other people start fires, but man, come on. The western U.S. is dry.
Yeah.
Utah is under siege.
There's plenty of places to go and watch fireworks.
Yeah,
you don't need to be lighting those things off.
Yeah, let's be smart there. But I would like to see some cool 4th of July red, white, and blue running shots.
Some gear.
Like wear your red, white, and blue gear and take some cool run. I want to see those.
All right.
I want to see some cool patriotic run pics.
All right.
Could even be a prize. I'm not going to guarantee it.
Right.
Just because I want to see what kind of participation we get.
And it has to be clothing. You can't paint it on your body.
Yeah.
We don't want to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, none of that stuff.
No.
Strava week for the Trail Manners group. Distance went to Andy Noyes, 81.8 miles.
Woo.
Run time, Andy Noyes, 23 hours, 19 minutes. And climbing, Aaron Hill, 17,418.
Whoa, Aaron.
Yeah, so that's the top ones. Haven't seen a turtle tracker for a bit, but I'm guessing he's closer to 153 or 2.
Yeah,
the way things been trending.
Wafer thin by now.
Yeah, so I hope it's not windy during Wasatch.
Yeah, right.
What else we got? Where'd your feet take you?
Yeah.
Some killer shots.
Oh, my. So when I turned my phone on Sunday, because we had no cell reception
at all
in Jackson where we were staying, I finally got some cell reception. My phone blew up. And I was like, holy cow. There was like 50 posts already. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of people on there that had not posted in the past. That's even more exciting.
And the winner.
Did we decide? There was 2 people we were choosing from.
Yeah, we couldn't decide, honestly. Who were they? Do you have your phone up? I did that Facebook Live with the rattlesnake.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure your phone's blowing up from that.
Let's see. The top 2. We had 2.
Yes.
I'm going to announce the top 2, but then we'll announce who we decided to give it to. Because I think next week is the week everything changes for this.
I know. You guys are going to love this.
We were hoping it was this week, but we've been busy.
Plus, the stuff hasn't been printed yet.
Uh-oh. Kind of giving some stuff away there.
Oh, we are gonna give stuff
literally
away.
Let's see. There were 2. There's a bunch. There's more than 2 that we really, really liked.
Well, exactly. Okay,
but there were 2.
Stacy Barker had a nice little booth up there in Idaho Falls.
Yeah.
Incolm, I think that's how you pronounce it. Eric Thomas looking good. He's been consistent.
Matt Ozanek.
Brandon
awesome.
Musgrove. That was like top 5
Sunrise
for me.
One?
Yeah, with the trail selfie, the shadow selfie. That was solid. Corey Vigil had a really nice one up at Snow Basin. Yep. Misty Alessandri had a nice one from Windsurfer to Lewis, which is just solid training for Wasatch.
It's a great course.
Michael Lehman, Mount McGinty Summit looked great. Our good friends Brienne and Harry went over to
Rocky Mountain.
Well, they didn't go to Rocky Mountain, did they?
Great Basin.
Great Basin National Park, and they came back with some great photos. That gal from Dallas, Amy McCall, that's an amazing picture. Super green down there.
Mm-hmm. Simon's back. Do you notice that?
Yeah, I think he finally put his
butt.
Got
some sutures.
Bolted his ass back on.
Sarah Ohm had a cool one of a killer camper.
She did. I like that one.
I thought it was hers when she first posted it.
I think Lee Moss is trolling us now.
I loved that picture, though.
Yeah, the cobbles looks great.
That's
awesome. He's messing with us now. I like it.
Then we had Scotty Taylor, who was in Senegal.
Yeah.
That's our first Senegal pick.
I think it's Dakar is how you pronounce it.
Dakar, Senegal.
No, it's Dakar.
Dakar.
Yeah.
Hill repeats. John DeMartin, BC, just killing it in those beautiful neck of the woods.
Yeah.
But let's...
Lori Foringer had a great one. That looks really cool. Overlooking the Hudson River.
Yeah.
So Racheal, is it Zeiler?
I'm going to say Zeiler.
Zeiler.
That's what I'm going to say.
Blogett Arch. That's killer.
That's
so that
awesome.
was our first one to choose
I want to
from.
go there.
Right.
I don't know where that is.
I don't either.
I want to go there.
Racheal, you need to tell us where that's at. And then the second person was Heather Stofers from North Ogden. She was down Thunder Mountain near Bryce Canyon. So those are the 2 that we're trying to choose from. They happen to be right next to each other.
Yep.
And the winner is Racheal.
Okay. So Racheal Blogett. I want to go
Blogett
there.
Arch.
That looks so cool.
All right, it's Racheal. So we'll use that for the SingleTrack Session blog post this week and the Facebook post. And thank you again for submitting those every week.
And you're definitely going to want to participate this weekend.
Yeah.
Cutting edge time. Okay. But then the last single let's bring up, we do have our golden ticket to El Vaquero.
We do. We haven't given something away in a while.
Like other than swag,
right? Which is good to give away. But so we have an entry to give away.
Yep. One of our listeners actually purchased the entry.
Our good friend Grant Nicholas
out of
Jackson, Wyoming.
He purchased it for us to give away.
What a guy!
That's awesome. It's like one of the last ones. He was like, it almost sold out, so I heard and grabbed one.
That was so cool of him.
So we have an El Vaquero Loco race entry for 2017.
25K or 50K.
Either one.
If you're already in the race, you may not enter this.
Correct.
You cannot get your money back.
There's no refunding.
No.
We don't do that.
No.
But if you enter this, please make sure you're going to be there.
Yes.
Like, we don't want to give it away and someone say, oh, I couldn't make it because I pulled my toenail.
Exactly.
So you got to be there.
Yep.
We're going to be there.
Yeah.
It's going to be off the hook.
Fun.
Awesome. So, Joel, why don't you tell them how they participate and what they need to do to win?
Okay, so you need to go to the trailmanners.com website on blog post number 43 for SingleTrack Session number 43. You need to leave us a comment saying why you want to run the Vaquero Loco.
Yep.
That's all you got to do.
That's it.
Just go to trailmanners.com on SingleTrack Session number 43. Leave us a comment about why you want. And then we'll take from those random listeners that posted, we'll throw your name in the hat and we'll draw it.
Yep. We want a good reason why you want to run El Vaquero, whether it's to give Ty Draney a hug
or to stroke Grant Nicholas's mustache because it is powerful.
Or give Joel a high five.
That's right.
Whatever reason, post it on there. You'll have to want to be there.
Yes.
And when does the contest end? Are we going to announce it next week?
That's exactly what I was looking at right now. So we'll announce that. Let's announce it next week, so that way you give you guys time to make your preparation to get here. So we're going to close this on July 4th.
What? That's a Tuesday?
That's a Tuesday. So Tuesday, July 4th is the last day you can make a comment to enter the El Vaquero Loco. And then we'll launch SingleTrack Session 44 on that Thursday, announcing
on the 6th.
Announcing the winner then.
So that gives you 1 month exactly to train.
Exactly. You can hurry up and cram.
Or make your plans.
Like Eric and I do.
So again, contest. Go to the trailmanners.com website, SingleTrack Session 43, and why you want to run El Vaquero Loco 2017 in August. And we will draw a winner. You need to have it in by July 4th. We'll announce it on July 6th. And maybe you'll get to see us up there.
That'd be fun.
So I think that's about it this week. Hoodies are ordered.
Yes.
Those should be shipping out soon.
We're a little bit later than we wanted to, but...
Yeah, there's a holiday. Plus our printer went on a 50-mile hike through Washington, which is awesome.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of stuff on there to go for Get Your Swaggin' Rights.
That's right.
Thanks to everybody that's placing orders.
Appreciate that.
And again, don't forget, contests. Okay, you want to enter. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, it is.
And then just be thinking about it. We'll be doing a hard rock contest, too, for the top 3 men and women coming up. So start your homework. Get your homework done.
That's right.
Figure
out who the dark horse is this year.
Be the edumacated one to get the names in. And then, next week, Tuesday, we should have another great show for you. And just stay away from those rattlesnakes. I keep looking in the parking lot like I'm really scared to get out of my car right now.
I know, right?
He's coming back for me.
You need to have the mirror looking under the car before you get out.
The
like
bomb things.
The Border Patrol agents.
Border Patrol,
right?
Have a great weekend. Thanks again for all those who participated in the Western States entry. And folks, enough of the trolling.
Yeah.
And I know that's not our people, but let's stop it. Have a great weekend. This is Joel and Eric, SingleTrack Session 43. We're out.